What's up, guys? So, I haven't been using this channel or this Instagram, obviously. I've been thinking of like, how do I want to use these two pages, right? They're both very different, and I'm someone who is an astrologer, of course, but I also, have a lot of things to say. Let me see if I can stabilize my phone on my computer. I know it's not good, but whatever. Yeah, I have lots of things to say, lots of thoughts, lots of philosophies, and it's a lot more than astrology. So I was thinking like to maybe use this as more of like where I'll like put not all, but like a good amount of my like longer videos. Um, so yeah, I guess I kind of wanted to like offer some kind of words of inspiration, just in general, um, just with how the world is, right? We're kind of a lot of people are pushed into a box of of pressure, like become like this, the model of success, right? Like that everyone has like a different idea of success. Of course, a lot of people watching this have probably like realized this, but just as a reminder, you can spend so much time, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's like pursuing a certain career, like really like feel into like what is the intention of what I'm doing. Like am I doing this to try to make someone else happy, whether it's like someone in your family or a partner, or like anything, right? Like or just to appear like really, like when you dive deep into yourself, like into your authenticity, you can kind of see like, okay, am I doing this for reasons that are pure, that are based on my true heart, my true soul, my true my truest and most authentic like you know purpose, or is it something more based on ego, based on like proving people from the past wrong? I was trying to be like that, because like I feel like every dream we have is possible. Like I feel like everyone is capable of accessing different talents within themselves, and that's what I do in my readings. Is that I try to help people, and some people have found it, some people haven't, um, understand like how they're special, like how they stand out, how their individual like distinct footprint is different from different than the next person's, right? Um, I feel like I do a good job at that in my readings. But for those of you who don't who haven't had readings or whatever, I just want to say that you know you can live a whole life, right? Like where you're trying, like I speak of like the metaphysical value and the physical value, right? Of different feats or different things you might do in your life. And a big shift for me came when I started thinking of everything I do in my life, right? Like for example, let's say like someone messages me, and I don't do this often because I get a fuck ton of messages, but like let's say it's just the perfect time, I'm in the perfect mood, and something just like hits me, my intuition, my guides, or whatever it is, where I'm like, I need to answer this message, and I look at it, and like I end up, like it happened the other day with one of my mom's friends, where I ended up like giving her like a pretty much a free reading over Instagram like voice messages, and then we looked at our chart after, and her north node was like right on my sun. I was like, damn, like no wonder like I was meant to do that. So like that's an example of like when I did that, like I had no intention of like I didn't even think about the fact that I mean, my mom's already like you know, I don't want to say infinitely proud of me, but pretty much, I'd say like she's proud of me for what I've done and what I've been doing and who I've become. Um, Especially since like where I was before, it's kind of like a miracle if you know anything about my life. Like it was fucked. Read my book Pisces Live Nine Lives if you want to like learn a little bit about it. It's not a fucking book all about me. The first two chapters are about me. But yeah, so that was a big lesson for me. Like I don't know. I think I taught myself the lesson. I mean, I didn't really like learn it anywhere, but it was just like a download of you know, or wait, was Jacqueline tell me that? I forget how I learned stuff, like whether it's from inside or from someone else, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But regardless, like, yeah, I started looking at things from the metaphysical value, and knowing that, like, even if you do something that might seem like if I looked at what I did that day, right, I could have done a reading, like a client reading in that time, but like everything comes back in a certain way. Um, like I think that day or the day after, I got like a bunch of like just random, like I think like 4 or 5 like new clients just popped up, and like, but the thing is, like, when we talk about metaphysical value, when we talk about like doing things for people, right, it has to come from the heart. It can't come from the place of like, oh, if I do this, then I'm gonna get that. That's not pure. Purity is all about, just like doing it for the sake of doing it, not expecting anything in return. She like just doing it, right? And understand that there's, if you're in that position, there's also like a girl from Portugal who seems to always pop up in my DMs, also like at the right time. And it was the same thing with her. Like I've helped her through some stuff. I'm not gonna say her name. And then I look at our charts, and there's also a North Node connection, like a massive North Node connection, in our composites, and kind of indicating, that like there's lots of karma between us, and that I'm meant to kind of help her through different periods like of her life and her spiritual growth. So that was interesting. All these things make sense, but yeah, like it's very, very, very important to kind of understand that. Now, also, I want to offer, besides that, I want to speak about energy, and just the idea of how um, how important it is for us to understand, as empaths, as human beings. Right? I don't care if you have like everything in the 12th house or everything in the first house, like whatever the fuck, everything in Aries or everything, like all, like it doesn't, like, yeah, it matters to an extent, but like who you share your energy with is so important. Also, like if you're a creator like me, how you share your energy, like how you share your life, right? All these things have an effect. Like if you are someone who is kind of stuck, like in a relationship that is that cycle, that toxic cycle of fight, horrible stuff that just like one person's like pulling at your energy, or like it goes back and forth. Who knows, right? The kind of Pluto energy. Like it's like it's so like crazy how one person or one group or one environment can take you down such a dark road, and you might not even realize that you're on that dark road, right? And you might even lie to yourself with that self-deception that can come in, right? No, this is fine, this is fine, this is good, like, and rationalize when really in your heart. So it's all about like getting deep within yourself and being honest with yourself, and surrendering and understanding that God or the universe or whatever you want to call it, your guides are going to give you the luck. Like just in my example, right? Like I was not thinking when I was doing that reading at 7 or 8 a.m., whatever time it was, like I was like about to sleep, and she messages me about a question, and I just start talking to her. I had no thought of that. But then the next day, I get all these readings, like which happens. I get readings, but like it was a lot in a short period of time, and it was very clear to me that it was like, like that I was doing something right, and that this whole metaphysical value thing I talk about is true. So yeah, really, really important to kind of be courageous and kind of be your authentic self, and know that each person, you're not like some fucking like handcrafted bullshit machine. Like you're your own person, and to really like, yeah, like let things go, like not let things go, but really like learn to surrender. Know that when you do, and when you make those decisions that seem like impossible to make. One second. such good water. That you will be repaid in a way that you can't imagine. Whether it's in the future, whether it's, like in my case, like the next day. You will be repaid. But like also to not think of it like repayment. To think of it like, you're giving, like you're giving something, and that's a gift. To give is giving is a gift, right? But yeah, kind of back to what I was saying before about like, about like having strength to kind of break out of cycles. Like I feel like people have been pushed down to a degree where they think that they don't have this strength. They don't have this ability to get past. And fuck, now I think I'm gonna release this on my main channel because I'm fucking with this video. I know I would go into all this stuff, but a lot of people, they don't feel like they can break out of these cycles, right? And I always compare it to like, when you're like, if you've ever been cliff jumping, it's scary, right? You know that like there's no bad rocks underneath the water, or you just saw your friend do it, but you're still afraid, But it's really like that's what it is. When you start breaking cycles, it feels like jumping off that cliff, which literally the cliff is rock, which is Saturn. If you think about the synchronicities of this metaphor, and the water is Neptune, which is Saturn is the material world. Neptune is the world of oneness, of spirit, of everything kind of combining together and feeling the unity with the divine, all that. And that's kind of what it is. And I think people have downgraded their ideas of their own strength. It comes from generations of trauma. I think a lot of you watching have huge karmic duties when it comes to your own families. And part of that, is just honoring like the fact that like you've been put in this position with this knowledge, with this wisdom, with people who can, guide you in certain ways, whether it's me, whether it's someone else, whether it's many people, whether it's yourself, whether it's your own guides, it doesn't matter who it is. To be brave and to make decisions and know that like on the other side of a tough decision is a brighter day, and also when it comes to mental health and tough times, to always reach out and to always know that like, it's not weakness to reach out and to express vulnerability. It's actually a strength. I found that some of my most popular posts, or I guess posts that have gotten people to resonate with me on the highest level, are when I admit to some of my like more emotional like issues, or when I'm really feeling down, I'll make a post about it. And you'd think that would come off as weak, but it's always come off as like very strong, to people. Like people have messed with it, So you need others, right? So isolating yourself completely is not the way to go. I know some people do that. Some people think that's like the spiritual way. I'm here to tell you it's not. You need other people. That's why you're not incarnating on a planet on your own. And I think a lot of people in the spiritual world kind of tell themselves that they don't need other people, but that's all trauma. That's all trauma. It's all fucking trauma. So with that said, we all have a very authentic role. We're all very strong. We're all very talented. We're all limitless in our potential, and it's just about tapping in and trying new things and really just understanding that like don't surround yourself with people who don't see life as this like I don't care if they're your family or if they're your best friends, people you grew up with. If their minds and their energies are limited, you should not surround yourself with these people. At least create boundaries, because I'm telling you, anything for every single person watching is possible. And I've seen that countless times. Anyways, this is my limit. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I don't know where I'm going to post this. Peace out.